Community. You are listening to Lone Star 4.5 KC and 106. LP Conroe and .com.
Trick or treat, Lone Star Radio listeners. This is Dick, the general manager, taking this quick moment to remind you that Lone Star Community Radio is looking to fill some of our talk show slots along with some of our DJ slots. We have a new show airing on the 10th, Making Connections with Stacey Harris, which will air every second Tuesday of the month at 1 p.m. Make sure to check it out along with our other programs on Lone Star Community Radio. For more information on Lone Star Community Radio, visit us online at irlonestar.com. And again, if you're interested in doing something with us, call the station, 936-647-3776. Thanks for checking out this recording, and I hope you guys enjoy.
All right. Good morning, Montgomery County. How you doing? Got a little Ezra Charles Boogie Woogie. Going to get down this morning. It's Wednesday morning. I haven't been around since Friday. And my back is still just freaking lighting my old butt up. But I'm here. I would say I'm walking okay, but I'm really not. I'm kind of wobbly looking. Somebody's over there smiling at me, Kylie. She's just thinking, because you're just so old and I'm so young. You're going to get old someday, girl. Just wait. Yeah, you hanging around bull riders and stuff, and all them aches and pains are going to leak on over there to you. Well, we'll see. We'll see. That's all right. That's all right. Yeah. But anyway, folks, good morning to you. Good Wednesday morning. It's good to be back. It's good to be here. Hope everybody's doing good. And I've got to say good morning to everybody listening. First of all, we know we got people listening in Afghanistan. Ooh, man, that just lights my fire out there. Good morning to Tamina. Good morning to the Woodlands. Good morning to Montgomery. Good morning to Magnolia. Good morning to New Waverly. Good morning to Willis. Good morning to Splendora. Cleveland. Cut and shoot. Gotta say cut and shoot like that. You know, a country thing. Don't you think, Jake?
Oh, yeah, cut and
Shoot, Texas. Where men are men and sheep are nervous. But that's another story. Anyway, so, and of course, downtown Conroe. Good morning to you, too. Folks, there's a lot going on. There's a lot coming up. Man, we've got this Saturday, October 7th. It is Conroe Bull Mania. And I'm talking about bull. I'm talking about beast. I'm talking about man-eater, man-crusher. Talking about 2,000 pounds of beef that will just rock your world. 24 of the top-ranked bulls, 24 of the top-ranked bull riders. It's going to be at the Montgomery County Expo Center. It's going to be at the fairgrounds. Doors open at, I think, 6 or 6:30. I don't remember if it's 6 or 6:30. I think it's 6:30. There's just some reason it just popped in my head that's right, 6:30. And then show starts at 8, and I'm talking about a wild show. We're talking about pyrotechnics, fireworks. We're talking about Tough Hedeman. Who does not know Tough Hedeman? World-ranked cowboys will be there, world-ranked bulls, all law enforcement, firefighters, EMTs, school teachers, active and veteran military, get in free admission. So, and then we're going to honor you. We're going to honor those that serve us, and especially the past month or so. So many people have been hurt by Hurricane Harvey. So many people in Montgomery County and all of Texas, over 600,000 homes affected in Texas. Think about that for a minute. 600,000. A lot of the cowboys, a lot of the stock contractors, a lot of people associated with the CBR family were affected. And that's going to be one of our guests. One of our guests today is going to be a bull rider. And he was affected pretty seriously by Hurricane Harvey in some pretty scary ways. But he took care of it, just like all cowboys. They just cowboy up and giddy up and get going. So he's going to be here to talk a little bit about that. But we're also going to talk about just being a bull rider, talking about being tough, like me, but not old like me. He's young. Looks like he weighs about 130 pounds, probably, maybe, soaking wet. And he gets up on a 2,000 pounds. How do they do that, Jake? The guest we had last week was 135 freaking pounds.
I looked like I could eat every ounce of meat on his body
But yeah,
That's weird.
But yeah,
okay, that's just weird.
he
that
was
just came
skin
out
and
weird.
bone, man.
Yeah, that's just weird.
I could have cooked him and eaten him in one sitting. I swear.
See, you need to say cooked him. See, now I can see it.
Okay, get the mind out of it. I could have cooked him and eaten him in one sitting. But yet he was probably a tougher man than I've ever been or ever had to be in my life.
Because I've run with the bulls, not like in Pamplona, but in Baytown a couple of years ago, they had the Great Bull Run.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
And so I was with 18 bulls a couple of inches away, but that's not the same.
No,
I mean that was pretty stupid what I did, and I've been in the can. I've been able to be the man in the can for 7 bulls, but I'm not getting on the back of one.
You would never get on, no matter what. You would never.
Younger, yeah.
I want to try it.
Yeah, younger.
I just want to see if I can do it. See how long I can actually last.
I just like being the clown, not the bullfighter. Because that's safety. I could not do that. But
you've been a clown since you were.
That's what I mean,
a
man.
foot tall.
Ronald Burton let me be man in the can back at the Montgomery County Fair and Rodeo, and a lot of y'all saw that. That was pretty cool. But I would never be the bullfighter because you got to be able to protect the bull rider. So, all right, folks, let's just dive right in. Right now, I'm going to bring to you my first guest, Sarah Koenig of Cowtown Couture and of Sounds of Texas Music Series. Sarah, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So we're just going to talk for about 4, 5, 6 minutes.
Okay.
But I want you to recap this past Saturday. It was an intimate evening with Ricky Skaggs, and the man is an icon, a legend. His concert, he was calling audibles. He was just all messed up. That's okay. We got noise in here. We like that. We got a baby in here.
Nathan's biggest fan is in studio with us.
So tell us about that. That was insane.
It was incredible. He played for a long time, 2 hours plus. Incredible. Stayed after till almost 1 a.m. talking to people, signing autographs. It was a great concert, great show.
I finally left about 12:30 because I couldn't stand, I couldn't sit. I mean, I don't know if you saw me, but
I did.
I mean, I looked stupid. Up, down, up.
You did. You looked pretty pitiful.
So yeah, man, it was 12:30 and I was gone, and he was still there. You guys sent me pictures with Ricky at like 12:50.
Yeah, we left out of there about 1. I think we were the final people to finally get our picture taken, and that was around 12:45, almost 1. He didn't leave until the last person was out the door, and very gracious. Spent a good 5 minutes talking to everybody. Great guy, great Christian man.
Yeah, and backstage, I mean, he was so
friendly,
so gracious and friendly, and he wanted to talk to our 2 police officers for quite a while, and he talked to the kids.
Everybody.
She goes, and Scott, the opening act for him, that was the world premiere for Scott Mulvihill.
Yeah, wasn't he awesome?
He was awesome, and that's the first time he ever got to open for Ricky, and he says that Ricky is his hero, his mentor, his boss, his buddy, and so it was a big deal to him to get to open. In fact, I don't know if he told you, maybe because we talked through Facebook prior to, and asking him to do the video, but he must have said thank you to me as representing the Friends of Conroe and Sounds of Texas a dozen times for allowing him to do that.
Really?
That thank you for letting me open up. Thank you for allowing me to.
He was awesome. I would see his show just by himself any day. He is breaking off in a few months and going out on his own for a while. He was fantastic.
His parents and his family from Friendswood.
They came.
Here's another one. Friendswood got hit pretty hard. I know some friends of mine up here. We sent 2 church buses full of relief supplies down to Friendswood. Did he ever say if his house got hit down there?
I didn't
he lives in Nashville, but his parents' house?
I didn't even talk to him about it. I'm not sure.
He was talking to some people about Friendswood getting hit. He was talking to Ricky about that. So I was just curious. But yeah, Ricky, he looked at the fans. He listened to them.
Right.
And then he talked to them about what they talked about. He didn't patronize him.
No,
he
not
got
at all.
into an intimate conversation with everybody that wanted one.
Every single person that came up to him, kids, adults, it didn't matter. He had a genuine conversation with everybody. But his band says he does that at every show.
They said that's the only bad thing. They didn't mean bad like he's bad,
Right.
but the only thing that they'd ever say that bugs them sometimes
They said he spends hours. He'll
Yeah.
spend hours in the meet and greet after a concert.
They'll be packed up and ready to go, and he's still out there.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And take pictures. He wanted to take pictures. And he didn't just say, like, okay, stand there. He wanted you around him. He was holding people's hands. He was hugging them. You just don't find that nowadays. And to even be able to profess his love of God on stage.
Many times throughout the night. Yeah, it was incredible. It was a great show. Great night.
But when they would light up that banjo and then that guitar picking, holy cow. I'm going to start placing some of those videos out on Sounds of Texas Facebook page and Friends of Conroe, because I took some little snippets with Kentucky Thunder. Yeah. Oh my God. There was a couple of times where they just blew that stage up.
Yes, they did. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think that's why my back was hurting that night, because I looked down a couple of times and my legs are going, and I'm jamming, man. That bluegrass gospel was on fire.
It was.
You know, to be bilingual, I'll say en fuego. Oh man, I'm in a weird mood today, folks. I don't know. It's fun. But Sarah, listen, y'all did a great job.
Thank you.
What's going on with Sounds of Texas in 2018?
We've got 4 concerts set for next year. We haven't booked anybody yet. BJ Thomas will be for sure one of them. He was scheduled to play when Harvey hit, so we had to push him back. So he will be our concert in June 9th, I believe it is. The other 3 haven't been locked down yet, but there will be 4 concerts. The first one coming up in January, so we'll be making an announcement on that soon.
Cool. Well, the Friends of Conroe, as always, Sounds of Texas Music Series, you're the chairman of that committee, knocked it out of the park. And one thing we got to mention, it was a half a dozen tickets or a dozen tickets so away from being a sellout, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And it was pretty close to a sellout. And then the Friends of Conroe graciously went ahead and gave away those few remaining tickets to some of the people that came out to the street party.
Oh, wow.
That couldn't afford the tickets. So, yeah, it was a great night. The street party was a success.
I got to give my hats off. I mean, how well y'all did with the free concert outside before all this, and how awesome y'all did putting all this together and then dealing with the Harvey stuff. People on Facebook were just raving about how awesome of an experience this whole thing was.
Oh, that's good to hear. Thank you.
Yeah. And thank you for saying that, because the Sounds of Texas Music Series isn't built to be a big money maker. I mean, it'd be nice to come in and make some money, because all that money goes back into the coffers to do things for the community, for scholarships, to help those in need, organizations, that, you know, Harvey Relief Fund going on right now type of thing. And so it is important to get that and get that feedback, because like you said, that party ahead of time, it's the first time that's been done, and that was pretty cool.
It was fun. I had a great time. I had a great turnout.
Caleb and the Homegrown Tomatoes.
Yes.
Tomatoes. You know, I told them you can spell it tomatoes, like your toes on your feet, but you can't pronounce it that way. It's Caleb and the Homegrown Tomatoes.
I don't think they mind.
Like when you lay down at night, you don't put your head on a pillow.
No.
You put your head on a pillow.
Yeah, they did a great job.
This ain't New Jersey here, okay?
Yeah, they were fabulous. They'll also be playing the Catfish Festival next week for the Friends of Conroe, so get out and see them. So
Catfish Festival, October 13, 14, 15, also put on by the Friends of Conroe, and a whole incredible lineup. We'll have some people from Friends of Conroe come up here and talk about the lineup later on in the week, and get ready.
Sounds good.
Sarah, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Folks, go check out Cowtown Couture. It's right across the street from Crichton Theater. It's a cute little boutique. Got a lot of nice stuff in it. Men, go buy your girlfriends, your wives, your sisters, your secretaries, something. And
Absolutely.
Wives, just go spend money, and girlfriends, go spend money, and whatever. Sarah, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Folks, you're listening to Montgomery County Lifestyle with Nathan Arrazate on Lone Star Community Radio. Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. We got a bull rider in the house. He'll be on in 60 seconds. We'll see you in a minute.
A Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show, with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
All right, folks, we are back with Montgomery County Lifestyle with Nathan Arrazate on Lone Star Community Radio. And we have got a hot show for you today. Sitting across from me is a young man that's got a heart the size of Texas. Probably doesn't have a whole lot of smarts up there because this young man rides bulls. Now, just those of you listening that have ever seen bull riding, just think about, and I'm fixing to sneeze. Hold on. Woo!
Sweet. Sweet.
Oh, I'm allergic to bulls. I just said the word. Golly. Horton got a who in my nose. But if you've ever seen bull riding, you've been to a rodeo, that's cool. But the CBR has got special bulls. It's not so much that they're bigger and badder than they were 10, 15, 20 years ago. It's that now you've got 24 that are big and bad, and every one of them could have the night to where they just, the points just could be through the roof if you stay on it. So with me is DeMond Haynes. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Doing good. So, first of all, people want to know why. Why would you stick that body on top of a 2,000-pound beast that not only wants you off his back, then he wants to crush you and step on you and tell you not again?
I mean, bull riding is something you just got to love, and that's just something I love. I mean, what else can you go do and ride for 8 seconds for $50,000 like for this weekend? You can't name something else you can make $50,000 in 8 seconds doing.
Maybe I will ride after all. I can use that. So, yeah, and that brings us to a point there that's awesome. The purse has rolled over
From Lofton, yes, sir.
To be $50,000.
$50,000.
So how much of that $50,000 do you plan on taking home?
I'm pretty sure the whole 50 and a little extra if they want to give it to me.
So how old are you?
I'm 25.
How long you been riding bulls?
I've been riding since I was 8, been professional now. This is my 3rd year.
Wow. And would you start off riding sheep? Were you a mutton buster?
I started off riding junior steers.
Wow. So you just jumped straight into it?
I jumped straight into it. First rodeo I went to, I won the whole steer riding.
Really?
Rode 84 steers before I bucked off my first steer.
Golly. Parents, what'd they think?
One of them loved it, one of them didn't care too much about it.
Which one didn't love it?
My mom.
Yeah, I knew it had to be Mama.
She still haven't came to. Well, she came to one rodeo and she said she never come back again.
Oh, man.
So she just watched me on TV and she said that's for as close she getting to the rodeo pen again.
Plus, she's already watched it on TV. If she's watching on TV, she already knows that you're still alive.
Yes, she watched it every week. She makes sure she catch me on it every week.
Yeah, because you guys are on Fox.
Every Wednesday.
CBR, guys, it's the real deal. Championship bull riding, it's the real deal. These guys, these young men are awesome. In fact, Friday night, you're going to be able to go to Cavender's, and you're going to be able to meet Sage Kimsey and Cody Rostaki. He was here last week.
Crazy man.
Dude, he reminds, I think of him like he wants to think he's Muhammad Ali. I'm waiting for him to say, I'm so pretty. I'm so pretty. He loves the camera.
Rostaki is the guy around the CBR that keep everybody energized and everybody going good and keep your mind off your ride and stuff. Like he makes sure everybody laugh and make sure everybody loosen up before you get on your bull.
Yeah, he seems that way. And then Saturday at the Montrond is going to be Tough Hedeman is going to try to swing by. We can't promise, but that's going to be Jeff Askey and Bujo Campbell. Mm-hmm. And Bujo's like you. He's a nearby Conroe boy. You're from Houston, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, he's Crockett, Lovelady area, so it's kind of close here. So will you guys be having some of your family up here?
Yes, sir. We'll have a bunch of our family here. I know Bujo, he have a bunch of his family here. I have a bunch of my family here. So me and Bujo, we pretty much rodeo all to like coming up. But when I was already riding like pro rodeo, Bujo was still like in youth rodeos. Now to see him now, and I want to say congratulations for him making his first NF4 this year too. So
yeah, that's right. He did.
Bujo Campbell.
So okay, so let's look at it here. I'm going to look at a couple of notes that I got. The one big thing that stuck out to me when I read them is you're like, okay, so like pitchers in baseball, they have notes of certain batters.
Yes, sir.
What they can hit, what they can't hit. Same thing, batters have notes what certain pitchers are going to throw, what they're good at throwing, things like that. I understand you're somebody who actually studies the bulls.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that.
Well, I'm around bulls pretty much 7 days a week, and that's just one thing I love besides riding them. I like dealing with them. I like messing with them, doctor on them, whatever it takes. So I sit and I watch bull riding a lot, and I know a bunch of bulls. I haul a lot with a guy named Dennis Davis, and he like a bull genius. He can tell you a million bulls just off the top of his head. So just for being around him a lot, he teach me certain things about bulls and he can tell me a way a bull walk, how he's gonna buck or anything. So
Really?
just from the small thing, I always take the small things in, and when I see bulls, I look at small stuff to see if something wrong with them or how they gonna buck or how they feeling that day. So I just pretty much just sit back and just learn and just take a lot in head about bulls and try to know them by heart by the time I get there.
So you can watch a bull, and you feel like you can look at a bull and know that just like us humans might feel a little achy, got a little cold, didn't get much sleep. You feel like you can look at a bull and tell if they're having a bad day?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so what would that tell you? Would that tell you that they're going to be meaner because they're feeling bad, or would that tell you they're probably going to be lame and you got to really spur them?
They tell you he's mine, whatever he gonna do. Whatever he gonna do. If he have an off day, that's gonna be my good day every time. Even if he having a good day, I'm still gonna have a good day. But if he show me any signs of weakness, he mine.
You ever get on a bull that everybody's afraid of as far as you can't ride him, but if you can ride him, you get some big points, because the bull gets scored, so does the rider. You ever get on one of those and it just like came up lame acting, just didn't do anything at all that it ever done and really disappointed you? Or are these bulls pretty much spot on every time?
Some bulls have some off days. I can't say myself that I got on a bull that didn't have his day, and if I did, it's been a long time. I can't remember, but pretty much, really at the CBR, these bulls, these stocking trucks, they gonna make sure these bulls gonna do the same thing every time, because not just us riding for 50,000. These stocking trucks got to put up a lot of money to buck those bulls there. So they want to make sure they bring their A team every single time. So,
and the stock contractors, they get some purse money too.
Yes, sir.
The what is it? The top ranked bulls or
you got your top ranked bulls of a deal. Then you got your event winner stock contract. They looking at almost $20,000 a weekend just for bucking their bulls at the CBR.
Wow.
And sometimes more than that. And at the end of the year, that's $100,000.
And also that's also awareness, and that's publicity that people that want to breed bulls. They want to go to that contractor and get some of that, either buy those bulls or the semen or whatever.
Yes, sir. Some of those, his calves or anything like that. Yes, sir.
Wow. And I'm sure that's a lot of other people, because there's a lot of little rodeos. There's a lot of smaller, like, what would you call, like minor leagues, let's say, out
Yes,
there.
sir.
But they want to get bigger and they want to build up. So that's what they would look at that as well too, I bet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the way I always looked at it.
So also, you're from Houston, right? Whereabouts?
I'm from like North Shore area.
Okay. Yeah, North Shore. I know it. Tell me about cats. I heard that you wish that you could have a room full of cats, that you are such a big, tough bull rider, but you just want to go, here, kitty, kitty, and just pet the cat.
Cats is one thing I hate. I hate cats. About 2 years ago, we went on a road in Saratoga, Texas, called Ghost Road. Went on this road. This road probably like 7 miles long. Everybody on this road supposedly died a long time ago. It's just an old dirt road. Trees growed over. You can't see the sky, nothing like that. So anyways, we were supposed to be scared. We ended up not getting scared. So we go back to my buddy's house. Well, it was a long night, so me and her, we sleep in the bed. Next thing I know, I wake up and I'm thinking somebody's doing this on my chest. Well, I look up and my buddy's house was that it was a cat, and ever since then I hated cats. Like, it just freaked me out. Just the feeling of cat claws, just everything about cats. I hate cats. I cannot stand them.
So
A big burly man will hop on a 2,000-pound animal, but he's afraid of cats.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate them.
That's funny.
yeah. So if you draw a bull called Here Kitty Kitty, you're not going to get on it, are you?
Oh, I'm going to get on them. I'm going to show them just as much as I hate cats.
That's some serious spurs going on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sharpen up those spurs just a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man, I thought that was so funny when I heard that. Leanne Schroeder, when you hear this, you got him. Good job. That was Leanne's job, by the way.
Yeah.
She did right there.
I figured she would.
Yeah.
She asked me last year in Del Rio, what do I hate? what am I terrified of? And I said, I ain't terrified of nothing, but I hate cats. I hate cats.
So tell me a little bit about your background. 2014 and 2015, you two-time national bull rider world champion. Tell me about that. Made the Final Four shootout in your first CBR Tour event, right?
Yes, sir.
That was in Window Rock, Arizona.
Window Rock, Arizona. Yes, sir.
Tell me about your career. Tell me a little bit about your highlights and stuff.
Well, I believe I won my first gold bucket was 2011. It's for Association called the MPBR. Then I won another year, and I just pro rodeo, and I came back and I won the world again for him, and I just did a bunch of pro rodeo. And then one of my biggest highlights was 2014. I was in Las Vegas at the Billie Jean $1 Million Stop, and I rode a bull called ZY. He's twisted for 96 points. And I was the only guy to ride every single bull the whole week and bucked off one bull. The one bull I bucked off called Painkiller. And it's crazy because I draw him now and I ride him every single time. But he bucked me off in Vegas for like $30,000. And I was the only guy out of, I think it was like 12 guys, the only guy to ride pretty much 90% of my bulls, and I only bucked off one bull. And that one bull cost me $30,000. And man, ever since I've been on CBR, it's been good. It's just haven't clicked as I wanted to, but yes, Lofton always been my favorite spot. Well, not Lofton, Window Rock, Arizona. I do good in Window Rock every year. I do good in Lofton. The year before last, I did pretty bad in Lofton. That's when I broke 8 bones in my face. So.
Oh man!
Yes, sir.
8 bones in your face?
I broke 8 bones in my face. I had a bad trip. I was coming from a rodeo with some buddies, and I got home, and we had to be in Lofton. No, we had to be in Window Rock the next day, and I got home at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and my buddy was there at 6 o'clock in the morning. I threw my stuff in the car. We drove all day. We got to one town. I realized I forgot my wallet. So we drove even further. I realized I forgot my cleaner's clothes. Got to the first rodeo, realized I forgot my bull riding helmet, my vest. The only thing I had was my rope and my spurs and my boots. So that's the first time in years I didn't ride with a helmet. I was a bunch of points in Window Rock, Arizona on both of my bulls. Go a couple days, go to Lofton, Nevada, and a bull from Mike Roston pulled me down and broke 8 bones on my face.
Stepped on you?
No, just pulled me down and hit me with his horn in his face and just shattered everything. Yes, sir.
How long were you in the hospital?
Well, I was in the hospital for a day. We had another rodeo.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be the answer. God. Everybody else would be in the hospital probably for a week or 2.
Well, this one right here was my buddy's fault. They want to do emergency surgery on me because my jawbone stuff was so broken, my eye sockets. They want to do emergency surgery on my buddy, and they was like, hey, man, we got to be at a rodeo tomorrow. They said, either you're going to stay in Vegas or you're going to have to find another ride home. And I said, man, I'm going. So I ended up releasing myself. And they didn't want me to release myself. The doctor was like, no, you really need to have emergency surgery. I said, no, we got to go to a rodeo. So we ended up driving all day and all night to get back to Texas to go to another rodeo. And I was in so much pain. Soon we got to Texas, I went straight to the hospital. And that's when they was telling me about how bad my fractures was. And they're glad I came in because I ended up having a fracture on my skull.
Oh, yeah,
and they said I had too much blood leaking in. And so
it was kind of a dumb thing to do if you look back on it.
Very dumb. I'll never do it again.
Dude, that's just, I asked you that question not knowing the answer, but I had a feeling. I did not expect, well, they did surgery, and then I was in there recuperating for 2 weeks. I knew you weren't going to say that.
Yes, sir.
You look good. You don't have any scars and
No
stuff.
scars.
Okay, like Cody, you can say, I'm so pretty. See, that's my thing. Of course, I grew up in that era of Muhammad Ali, and I'm so pretty. Of course, I'm not that pretty now, but hey, we're going to take a quick little break. It's at the half hour right now. We'll do traffic and weather. When we come back, Damon, I want to talk about it. I know you don't talk about it in a bragging way, but you got hit pretty hard by Hurricane Harvey, and stuff got pretty nasty.
Yes,
It could have been a bad outcome for you and some of your family members. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because people are still hurting. A lot of the fans from CBR are still hurting, and a lot of the CBR family probably still have their lives turned upside down. So let's give them some hope.
Yes, sir.
Sound good to you?
Sound good.
Awesome. Folks, you're listening to Montgomery County Lifestyle. Nathan Arrazate, Damon Haynes, CBR. How much do you weigh?
125 pounds.
125-pound man's going to be riding a 2,000-pound bull, hopefully 3 times this Saturday. You got to come out and see him. We'll be right back.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1 and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776.
Oh, man. Welcome back to Montgomery County Lifestyle with Nathan Arrazate. Did y'all hear Cece? Damon, did you hear that? Did you hear that previous commercial?
I heard her.
Dude,
Nathan's got a huge crush on her.
I don't even know her. Don't know what she looks like.
Come on.
But when she talks like that,
So soft.
oh yeah, and her show is cool jazz. Man, and then the other commercial is like Soul Train. It's Don Cornelius. Got that voice down here like this, you know, Don is Soul Train. Man, I got to start listening to that. That's on Sunday night, right?
Yep. It's a good show.
It's a jazz show.
Yep.
I got to listen to it. Cece, you're killing me. Just saying. All right, folks, we're listening to some Ezra Charles coming in. We're going to talk to DeMond Haynes again. DeMond is a bull rider. DeMond rides with Championship Bull Riding. I guess you do some other PRCA rodeos and stuff like that, too.
Yes, sir.
Bottom line is you ride so you can make money.
Make a living. Yes,
because
sir.
you got some mouths to feed, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Folks, if y'all hear a little bit of crying in the background, that's DeMond's daughter.
Baby Emery.
Y'all want to meet her? Y'all want to see her? Come on, bring her over. Come on, bring her over. Come stand next to Daddy. Look, she's so pretty. Look at her. Oh, yay, she's on the radio and the TV.
How old is she now?
3 months. Should be 4 months next week.
Yeah, you going to help Daddy ride a bull? Look at her, looking at him.
Spending
Dude,
bull money.
look at her. She's like, ooh. And who's the young lady that's holding this beautiful thing?
This is my girlfriend, Desiree.
Desiree, how you doing? You didn't know you were going to be on radio TV today, did you? No. Yeah, well, you know what? You look a lot better than he does. Just saying. Just saying. So, well, good. Thanks for bringing her over. Oh, and she's looking at me like, dude, what are you talking about?
That's a scary looking man right there.
She says, there's another bull. I'm seeing another bull. All right. So, folks, I just want y'all to know that DeMond lives in the Houston area, North Shore, and he was forced to retreat to his attic, and they were rescued by a boat during Harvey. Unfortunately, he missed the first few events, which, like a lot of people that got hit by Harvey, their businesses were lost. The company they worked for had to close down. I actually know somebody who moved down here to take a job with a company in Houston and was about to get started on that job when Harvey hit, flooded the building out in Houston, and the company decided they're not going to rebuild. And so she's without a job. And so I had a lot of people tell us what's going on, because it's a cool story as far as its survival, but it's sad because you had to go through it.
Yeah, just the whole time during the storm was a bad time. And just to correct it, I went to school in North Shore. I live in Sugar Land now.
Oh, okay.
I live in Sugar Land now, but it was just a sad story. I was supposed to be in those 3 events. I know it was a lot of money. It was about $60,000 on the line, but I just wanted to stay home and help my city and stuff like that. We flooded in. Mostly we lost all our vehicles, but vehicles can be replaced. So I just reacted without thinking, and I went straight towards try to help people. I know a bunch of people boats and stuff like that, so we went rescuing and stuff like that. Next thing I know, this guy, he's a huge bull riding fan of mine. He's from Florida. And he wrote me on Instagram, and he was like, hey, I want to help. And I told him, well, there's no way you can get inside Houston right now. I said, but thanks for offering to help. And he was like, no, I want to help. So less than 24 hours, this guy has raised me $42,000 in cash.
Wow.
So with that $42,000, we fill up 3 40-foot stock trailers with water, U-Hauls, food, clothes, and everything to bring it down. And he drove all the way down from Florida, and him and his crew, and actually the guy's a preacher. He owned a church down in Florida, and he got his own little TV station stuff. He talked down there. A guy named Chip Miller, good guy. He brought all this stuff down to our arena, Heart to Make Aiden Crosby, and we donated and helped out a bunch of people. And what's so crazy is he donated and got all this money for him. We helped all these people, and on his way home, before he can get home, the storm had hit Florida, and he was stuck and couldn't get home. So I did what I can. I asked him if he needed any help, and he still said, no, Damon, we help you. We got this under control. And he just went back home. He went to Florida and came back a week later. He just went home about 3 days ago. I tried to get him to stay down because I knew I was coming here, and I wanted him to come talk. But he brought me, he went and spent like $3,800 on just horse and bull feed, and brought down to me a couple of days ago and just wanted me to give away this bull and horse feed for free once again. So he helped out a lot, but mostly I was just out and helping everybody, helping people get out their house and out of floods, and helping family. And I actually took a loss, a close friend to me. I called my brother. He lost his little girl during the flood, and his little girl and my little girl, they was the same age. And me and this guy, we call each other best friends since we was in second grade. So the Harvey hit me pretty hard. And last thing I was worried about, my baby and my girlfriend, they was fine. We live in a big place, so they was upstairs, and I got them safe, and I just stayed gone for a week, just helping people day in, day out, no sleep, even past the curfew, just to make sure everybody was all right, even to the point where I had to hand out some money to people just, so they can get by. And like I said, Harvey was a hard one. It's one of the hardest things I've had to go through in life.
Yeah.
And that's out of all the broken bones and everything I've ever done for his boy, right? And Harvey was one of the hardest things I've been through.
I agree with you. I've been lucky and blessed to be a part of a disaster relief distribution team up here. And we got started, Friends of Conroe started it, just a small group of the members, just to cook and feed. The whole idea was just to cook and feed first responders, rescuers such as yourself, people going out, linemen, people climbing telephone poles, whatever, right? Dude, it blew up. We were averaging close to 3,000 meals a day, cooked and delivered. We were delivering all over, and then it just blew up. We were at the VFW hall. Like you said, people came in from Tennessee and said, nobody wants our stuff. We don't know where to go. And we're like, we'll take it. And then we were going out in trucks and cars delivering. And then we found out how bad Beaumont and Port Arthur got hit. So we started sending stuff over there. We're still doing it. We're still doing it because people don't know. It's still devastation out there.
It is.
And the people who had a little less, some of the more blue collar, let's say, working class people that didn't have a lot of money.
Yes, sir.
So maybe they went in and cleaned out the house, but now they need to save up money to buy flooring. Or they got to save up money to buy,
Sheetrock.
countertops, sheetrock. That's not on TV, man. We're not seeing that. People aren't talking about that. I'm sure you saw it down there where you are, but we're going up in here. We're going up in Romare and Hardin and Shepherd and Cleveland and Silsbee and Kuntz, Belleville Oaks by Beaumont. And we're talking to people and saying, well, where's your house? And they said somewhere between there and the Gulf of Mexico. The river took it.
Yes,
They don't even have homes anymore. We found people sleeping up near Lake Livingston in a park. The mom and dad sleep in the car, and the two kids sleep in a little Barbie tent. And I'm sure that's just a few stories. So I know what hit me and what still kind of bugs me. It's the devastation and the loss of hope. Some of these people, you just look in their eyes and it's like they feel hopeless. And that's what hurt me.
That's what hurt me too. Just seeing some of these families, even it was so crazy. I went to an apartment complex and I had some more people come out of Dallas. The first time they brought me a trailer full of stuff. I first started off with baby Pampers, and because when it first happened, first thing I thought about was the kids. So we loaded up with baby Pampers, milk, anything we can do. I'm talking about just full. Just went to every Walmart that we can go to and cleaned up and come back to Houston and gave away stuff. And I was in this apartment complex, and there was some kids running up to me, and they was telling me how big of fans they was, how they watched me on TV riding bulls and stuff like that. And I never seen these people before a day in my life, and just seeing these kids and this family and looking at their place, there was no way they can live in these apartments. Like, they was just tore up. you can just driving down the alley, you can see straight from the front door all the way to the back door. Walls gone, windows gone.
And they're sleeping on the floor, aren't they?
Sleeping on the floor and inside their vehicles and stuff like that. Then their vehicles don't run because they've been flooded out. And
And there's mold growing in that stuff, man.
Talk to them. They first thing they say, they don't know what they're gonna do. They don't know where they're gonna go. So it was a tough situation, real tough situation.
Is there still a need down there by you now?
It's still a bunch of people in need, but most of all, what everybody is put up right now. For us, everybody didn't got hotel rooms and stuff like that, so everybody's put up right now. But it's still a bunch of need right now. I just haven't been out like I was during the storm because after I did what all I had to do, I had to realize, okay, Damon, you have a family at home. Now you need to think about yourself just for a little bit. So now I've been trying to get my household back intact, and we got animals and bulls and horses too, and we had to make sure everything is good.
Yeah.
And so that's been my concern here lately, because for the first 2 weeks, I'm not gonna say I forgot about my family, but I was thinking about the world.
Right.
And for 2 whole weeks, I just text her, make sure she's good, and I wouldn't come home. And I was just helping other people out. Now I'm just in that stage where I have to make sure my home good, because I was putting everything first before I sat down. It's like, wait, Damon, you got a family at home too. But at that point in time, I just had to go help. It was just one of those situations.
Well, the catastrophic event, the disaster relief, the immediate relief, that's kind of over with. It's kind of recovery time. And there's still hopelessness and there's still need. But you're right, as far as now you don't have to put all in. It's that immediate time to make sure everybody's safe, make sure they're okay. Well, we've got a bunch of supplies here. If you need some, if you need to take some back with you, if you need to get somebody in touch, if you find out down there somebody's still in need, and they want to come up and get some, we can help y'all out.
Okay.
And you may not need to. You may have some stuff down there.
See, I still have a bunch of stuff at the arena and inside our shop, and I'm like, I gotta get rid of some of this stuff. So, but another guy, while we on the air, I want to thank JC Knapp. He's a CBR stock contractor. He was in Lofton, Nevada. I was supposed to go with him on the long CBR trip and help him drive and haul bulls there. Well, he was in Lofton, Nevada, and he called me. He said, "Damon, you need anything?" And I just said, "Nap, everything, just tow up." And he said, "All right." He said, "Don't worry about it. I got you." And that's all he said. And the next day, he had trucks and all type of stuff coming from Mansfield, Texas, to Houston. He sent boats, jet skis, whatever it was, to come help us. And I just really want to thank JC Knapp for all he done during the storm, too. And he was hours and hours and hours away, and he made some phone calls and made some stuff happen.
See, and that's what's really cool. That's camaraderie. That's love for others. That's a God thing right there. You personally weren't the hero. Y'all circle were the heroes. It's you were the center of people that were in need. So everybody trusted you and rallied around you to send that.
Yes, sir.
And if you weren't a good man, if you weren't who you are and what makes you special, then that wouldn't have happened.
Yes, sir.
And all those people wouldn't have gotten what they got. So that's the big praise I have for you. I don't know you, just met you, but there must be something special about you for everybody to rally around you to help people. $42,000 in a day that preacher raised?
Yes, sir.
That's insane. And that's not some big name organization.
Some big name
that's just, hey, there's a dude down in Texas that wants to help a couple of thousand people. Let's get him some money. And $42,000 came in.
And they bought everything, and they even drove it down there and had like 6 or 7 flats just on the way down here in the U-Haul trucks and all this. And it was a long trip for them. And they came down here, and it's just a guy, like I said, an Instagram friend. I didn't even know he was a preacher. And come to find out, come to talk to him and get down, he used to ride bulls. So he came to the house, stayed at the ring with Bucks and Bulls for him, and just, trying to welcome him. But just a guy that's a fan of mine, and just told me, hey, yeah, man, I watch you on the CBR, and this guy away from Florida, and I watch you on the CBR, and I want to come down and I want to help. And that's just how it all got started. And this guy raised all this money less than 48 hours, and about the third or fourth day, sent me a message on Instagram, say, hey, Damon, I'm on my way to Texas. And sent me a video of just 6 trucks pulling out back to back, loaded down. So
that's awesome, dude.
Yes, sir.
You're a good man. That's cool. We've got just a couple more minutes. I want to read something here. Tuff Hedeman made a comment about you. Tuff Hedeman is probably one of the all-time top bull riders of all time, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
And what he said about you was you're a great kid. Of course, he calls you a kid because he's like an old dude like me, right? He's a great kid. He's super polite, and he's not afraid to spur one. When he's riding his best and his confidence is high, he goes for it, spurring. And that is usually what the great ones do. You're known as a big-time pressure rider, okay? And that's what I went back talking about. ZY, is that how you say it?
ZY, he's twisted.
Yep, ZY, he's twisted. Dude, we got to go now in a minute. What would you like to tell people about coming out to see you Saturday? What are you going to do for them, and what are the other bull riders going to do for them?
Me and all the other bull riders going to put on a show for y'all. If y'all haven't seen bull riding up close or just never even, I always wanted to go to a rodeo, Conroe is the place to be. I'm telling you, $50,000 on the line, you're going to have a bunch of hungry cowboys who's going to be fighting to get this $50,000. And when I mean fighting, I mean riding their butt off to win this money. And I'm talking about the CBR, they got everything you want, from the fireworks to the music to the entertainment. It's somewhere you want to be in Conroe right here. And after all Houston and around and surrounding has been through, and you just want to get on and have a good time, Conroe's the place to be this weekend.
And if they go online and buy tickets now, cbrbull.com, they get to save $5 per ticket. They're going to be honoring all first responders, firefighters, EMTs, law enforcement, school teachers, active and veteran military are going to get in free and going to be honored. Our Montgomery County Fair Association queen is going to be there. City Councilman Dwayne Ham is going to be riding Bill. Did you know? You've seen Bill, right?
Yeah, I know Bill.
You know Bill. You think Bill, if Bill didn't have the leash and he was in the chute and he was, flank, what was that called? The flank strap? What's that called?
Bull rope.
With
a flank rope on him.
Yeah, flank
yes,
rope. You think he might come out pretty heavy, even though he's got that soft attitude?
Nah.
You don't think he'll run?
Nah, Bill's not a bully.
You don't think he'd trot?
He might just walk and look around.
Well, City Councilman Dwayne Ham's going to ride him like last year. Mayor Pro Tem Duke Kuhn rode him.
Okay.
And Duke only lasted 3.5 seconds, but his rope had a whole lot of slack in it. And so when Bill turned,
to the side he went.
Yeah, and so his 300 pounds went over that way. So, all right, well, listen, Damon, thanks for coming in today. Thank you for what you did for your friends and neighbors and strangers down there. Thanks for offering them hope. That's a big deal.
Thanks
a lot of
for
times
having
we just
me.
need hope. I'm going to see you Saturday night.
Yes, sir.
I might be bringing my good friend Boudreaux. Kylie got to meet Boudreaux last year. So my good friend Boudreaux, not Boudreaux Campbell.
Okay.
Another Boudreaux.
Okay, bring him on.
He might be there. But listen, thank you.
Be careful what you ask for.
Yeah.
Wait, who is Boudreaux?
Well, we don't have the picture of her dressed up anymore.
I'll show you a picture before we leave.
Okay.
Hey, folks, you've been listening to Montgomery County Lifestyle with Nathan Arrazate. We've had CBR bull rider Damon Haynes on here. Tomorrow, special guest. You'll find out when you tune in, right? No, I'll let you know in the morning. Lone Star Community Radio, Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, or irlonestar.com. Listen, a lot of talk shows, a lot of radio shows, a lot of good music, a lot of country, a lot of jazz, a lot of new stuff coming. Okay? Get involved. You want to find out some sponsorship information? Send me an email, give me a call, give Dick a call here at the radio station. This is community radio. This is about you. So, Nathan Arrazate, Montgomery County Lifestyle, and I'm reminding you what I always do. This is your county, your life, and your style. We'll see you.
Thanks for checking out this podcast of Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station. If you enjoyed this recording, make sure to check out our past shows online at irlonestar.com or their respective video or podcast formats on YouTube, Google Play, or iTunes. If you have any questions regarding the show, either it being about sponsorships or questions for the host, contact the station manager at dick@irlonestar.com or call the station at 936-647-3776. This show is recorded in downtown Conroe, Texas at the Lone Star Community Radio Studios, and Lone Star Community Radio reserves all rights to this recording and images.